All right, can everybody see these two cards that are up on my screen here? We have puzzles this morning, guys. These are some puzzles that I found on a European bridge website called Real Bridge. They have put together some basically quizzes that make you think about bidding from a different angle. In other words, let's figure out what the hand needs to be to match the bidding, not what do we need to bid with this hand. So let me know whether you like this kind of thing or not. And if you do, we'll do some more later on. So here's in each one, there's an option presented first. On some of the hands, west is the dealer, some north is the dealer, and like that. On this particular hand, west opens the bidding with one diamond, east bids one spade, and west rebids two no trump. Now here's the west hand, and it has only 12 cards in it. West has dropped a card on the floor. These three cards down beneath that west hand are possibilities for what the card might be. Same thing with the east hand here. Here's the east hand. It also has only 12 cards in it. And under the east hand are three choices for what the dropped card might be. There is one choice that is clearly right on each one of these. So I would like for somebody to tell me, first off, with this west hand, what kind of hand is west showing his partner when he bids according to that option up there?
18 points.
Yeah, 18 or 19, very precisely. One any, two no trump shows exactly 18 or 19 points, doesn't it? Does the west hand have 19 points in it? 18, I should say, at least 18.
No, it's got only 15 so far.
That's right, it has only 15. So that means that there are 3 points missing, right? So we can eliminate the club jack as being the card that was dropped on the floor. It was not the club jack. It's got to be either the spade king or the club king. If the spade king is the one that fell on the floor, what should west rebid here?
I think he should support his partner spades.
Because he already has the game.
If he had the spade king, what should he bid? How many spades?
4.
This-
Give a jump raise, 3 spades.
Well, that accurately reflects, if you count just 18, but we found a set. We do have the Doubleton club here. So that makes it worth about 19 points if I have a 4th spade up here, doesn't it? But my point is here that it cannot be the spade king, because if the card that was dropped out of the west hand happened to be the spade king, then the west hand should have rebid some number of spades, because there is a 4 forfeit at least, and it's possible that east has 5 or 6 spades in his hand, isn't it? He promises 4, but he might have more. So right off there, we know that if west had the spade king, he would rebid some number of spades. So the correct answer on this one has to be the club king, doesn't it?
Yes.
It denies having 4 spades, and it shows the strength accurately. So the answer for the west hand here would be the club king. Does everybody see how this is going to work? Maybe?
Yep. Yes.
Now, let's look at the east hand. How many points does east promise when he bids here?
Oh. 6 to
Promises
9.
Does this hand have 6 points in it?
No.
No, it doesn't. So that means that we're going to eliminate the diamond 8 here, because the diamond 8 has no high card value. And so that couldn't be the card that he dropped. So it's either the heart queen or the diamond king. If we put the heart queen in the east hand, how would east bid?
Bid 1 heart.
He would bid 1 heart first, wouldn't he? Yes, he would then have 4 hearts and 4 spades. And he would bid 1 heart first rather than 1 spade. So it cannot be the heart queen, and the answer for the missing card for east is the diamond king. That makes sense to everybody?
Yes.
Do you see the logic behind why we chose the Diamond King? It couldn't be the heart because with 4 hearts and 4 spades, East would bid up the line. And he did not. He bid 1 spade. That means that he's got longer spades than hearts, and he doesn't have enough hearts to mention them first. So the Diamond 8 isn't worth anything. So if we put that in his hand, he doesn't have enough to bid. That leaves only the Diamond King here. It gives him enough points to bid, gives him 7 high card points, a really balanced hand, but he has a 4-card major, and that's his first responsibility, is to show a 4-card major. So by putting the Club King in the West hand and the Diamond King in the East hand, now the hands match the bidding. Voila. Makes sense? Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Now then, here's number 2. Let's try this one. The auction is 1 heart by West, 2 hearts by East, and 4 hearts by West. West has a pretty big hand to bid that way, doesn't he? Let's see what he has right now. He's got 5, 8, 10, 14 points, 14 high card points. That doesn't seem like enough to jump directly to game following a simple raise, does it? So if he had the spade ace, would that give him enough?
Yes, but he would have opened spades.
That's right. Good job. Who said that? Rick, was that you?
Yes.
Somebody, whoever said that. Excellent. If he had the spade ace in his hand, he would have 5 spades and 5 hearts and would open 1 spade. Does adding the Diamond Jack give the West hand enough points to jump directly to game?
No.
It doesn't. So by the process of elimination, the correct card has to be the Diamond Ace, doesn't it? That's the card he dropped on the floor. He has 18 points, including a singleton ace of clubs. So that gives him more than enough, particularly since partner has supported his suit. He can now count shortness. But remember, we put the Diamond Ace in the hand, so there's no shortness in diamonds anymore. But we now have 18 high card points along with a singleton ace of clubs, giving us more than enough playing strength to jump directly to game. Now here's
I have a question. You
Yes,
just said now the opener can count shortness. I thought the dummy counts the shortness.
well, but what do you think a singleton ace is worth?
Plenty.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't give myself 6 points. Maybe that might be overvaluing it a little bit, but I have 18 high card points and a singleton. So I'm thinking that, you know, if I have 19 high card points, I'm going to jump directly to game. So 18 points with a singleton ace, meaning no losers in the club suit, makes this hand have lots of playing strength. So
the opener has the right to add a bit when they have something like that.
it's not necessarily that I'm adding for shortness. I'm just saying my hand is worth more now that my partner has told me that we have a fit in hearts.
Got it. Thank you.
All right. Now, first off, does the East hand have enough points in it to respond?
No.
No, it does not. So that means we can get rid of the idea of the heart too here, doesn't it? The second option is not viable here. What are we showing, partner, when we bid, when he opens a major and we bid 2 of the major? We're promising how many cards?
3
At
cards.
least 3.
He's missing a heart here, isn't he? That means that the Diamond King cannot be the correct card here that he dropped. So he dropped the Heart King from his hand. If we put the Heart King up here in this hand, he now has sufficient number of cards and a sufficient number of points to bid 2 hearts. So the missing card from this East hand is the Heart King. All right, is everybody getting the hang of this a little bit, maybe?
Yes.
Now, this isn't necessarily all of the auction that I'm showing here, but West passes initially, North passes, and then East opens the bidding with 1 heart. South passes and West bids 1 spade. So let's take a look at the East hand first. How many points does he have here?
19.
19 high card points. That's quite a hand, isn't it? That's pretty nice. One heart looks like a good opening to me. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is a hand, which is about right for a 19-point hand. One heart looks good here. And this is only 12 of the cards. If he had the spade 2, would he open one heart?
No.
No,
No, he would not. He would open a spade. So it can't be the spade 2, can it?
Mm-mm.
If he had the diamond 2, he would open one heart, wouldn't he? And he would have 19 high card points. The diamond 2 is a possibility, isn't it? And if
Yes,
he had the club ace, that would give him 23 points. He
he
have
would open 2 clubs.
opened 2 clubs if he had the club ace. So it looks like the diamond 2 is the card that fell out of the East hand here. One heart by East. Now, does West have enough to bid here? He does, doesn't he? He has 10 high card points so far, but he did not open the bidding. So if he had the spade king in his hand, in addition to these other cards, he might have opened the bidding 1 club, mightn't he? 13 points. So the spade king can't be the right answer, can it?
No,
Gives him too many points. How about the diamond 6? Would that work? He has
No.
10 points.
he needs more spades than that.
Yes, needs another spade. So the spade 6 goes into the West hand. Everybody get that? I hope.
Yes,
Well,
yes.
the right one. Okay. Now then, next one here. If we have the West hand opening 1 club, this one looks a little bit iffy to me here. Do you think the West hand has enough points to open the bidding as is here?
No.
There are only 8 high card points in it, aren't there? Even with a void, this is not acceptable for an opening bid unless you and your partner routinely open very lightly, in which case you must tell the opponents and you have to mark your card and all that other stuff. So if he opens a club, which one of these 3 cards would be missing?
the diamond ace.
Diamond ace. All right. That gives him 12 points, doesn't it? The diamond 3 would not be acceptable. Why wouldn't the heart ace be acceptable?
Because he would have opened 1 heart instead of 1 diamond.
Right.
5.
Right. That's exactly right. So the diamond ace is the answer for the West hand of number 4 here. With the East hand, East responded 1 heart. He has 4 hearts, but he has a pretty putrid hand here, doesn't he? Only 3 high card points. 2 4-card majors, so you just hoping that partner has one of them, but you got to have enough points to bid first. If he had the spade king in his hand, would he respond 1 heart?
No.
No,
No, he would not. He would respond 1 spade because he has longer spades than hearts. If he had the diamond 5 in his hand, would he respond 1 heart?
No. He doesn't have enough points.
That's right. So that leaves only number 3. It has to be the right answer, doesn't it? That gives him 6 points, and it does not change the shape of these 2 4-card majors here, meaning that he would bid 1 heart followed by 1 spade, or raise partner spades if partner bids spades. So East is missing the club king on this hand. West is missing the diamond ace. East is missing the club king. All right. We're going to get through these so fast, we may have to go through another one here, but these are going to get a little bit harder here. Now, this time North opened the bidding and East made a takeout double. North opened the heart, East doubled, South passed, and West bid 1 no trump. So you have to remember what advancer needs to bid 1 no trump, because you know the takeout doubler, the one thing he doesn't want to see when he's short in the opener suit and he has good cards in the other 3, the one thing he's not looking forward to is an advance in no trump. That wasn't what he had in mind, but that's what West bids here. So which card did East and West drop? Let's take a look at the East hand first because he bid first. Does he have the right kind of shape for a takeout double?
So far,
Yeah, so far he does. 4 cards for an unbid major, at least 3 cards in the other unbid suits, but he's missing a card. Might it be the spade king?
no,
Yeah.
Why not?
he'd bid one spade instead of takeout.
Yes. Now, does he have enough points in his hand to make a takeout double here?
No.
No.
Does he? Because he's promising his partner an opening hand, and this only has 9 high card points in it. We know a king would be nice. That would give him 12 points, but it can't be the spade king. Because if you have a 5-card major suit in your hand, your partner is never going to bid a 3-card fragment if you double holding a 5-card major suit. He will never do it. The only time you should start with a takeout double when you hold a 5-card major suit in particular is when you have the big double. And that's when shape doesn't matter. This is not the case here. This is a minimum opening hand level here. It's not the spade king. Otherwise, East would have bid overcalled 1 spade rather than doubling. Might he have the club king? He could.
Yes.
That would be the ideal for a takeout double is 4-4-4-1 in shape. So the club king could be it. Could the club 5 be it though?
No, not enough points.
Not enough points. Absolutely right. So he had to have dropped the club king on the floor. That means that he has 4 cards in the unbid suit in all the unbid suits. Then by process of elimination, he's very short in the suit that opener bid, and he has an opening hand. So double is perfect if you add the club king in here. And now West has advanced 1 no trump. He currently has 8 high card points in his hand. That's enough for a 1 no trump advance, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes, it is. You need 8 to 11 points to advance 1 no trump. So he has enough points. What's he missing here?
A stopper.
And heart control.
Heart stop. Yeah, okay. So we have 2 options here that are hearts. We can pretty much eliminate the club 7 as being one of the options. So we're down to the heart ace and the heart queen. If we give him the heart ace, would that be the correct thing here? Would that be the right card? Yes, he should have advanced 2 no trump if he had 12 points, shouldn't he? If you give him the heart ace, he now has 12 high card points. And that's a bit much for a 1 no trump advance. You would love to have the heart ace, but if you do, you need to advance 2 no trump rather than only 1 no trump. So that leaves one option. It gives West 10 high card points with 4 hearts to the queen jack 9. That qualifies as a heart stop. So does it make sense to everybody that if you put the heart queen in this West hand, that gives him enough to advance 1 no trump? Yep, makes sense, doesn't it? East is not thrilled. He was hoping that partner would bid spades, but it didn't happen. What would he do after partner bids 1 no trump, advances 1 no trump? Does East bid again?
I don't think so.
No,
Nope.
he's minimum. And partner has defined his hand within a very narrow range. So he may not like that 1 no trump response, but we can see that it is absolutely appropriate for the West hand. And so East should just very quietly put down the green card and let his partner play it. Number 6. West opens a diamond. East responds 1 spade, and then West bids 2 clubs. This denotes an unbalanced hand, doesn't it? If West's hand were balanced, he would probably rebid no trump if he didn't have 4 spades, right? Let's take a look at the 3 possibilities here. The first one is the heart king. Well, first off, does West have enough to open? He doesn't, does he? He has 8 points again. The Heart King doesn't give him quite enough. You know what? This hand looks really similar. Let's figure out what the West hand has to be to make this bidding set. First off, he has to have 12 high card points, doesn't he? It's 8.
He also needs 4 diamonds
Or
Yeah, he
diamond.
needs a longer
and
diamond.
4 clubs.
He needs a longer diamond, and he needs to have 4 clubs. So probably we could put in, we could give him the, oh, let's see here. If we gave him the Heart King, that's not going to make it right, is it? Because he would still open 1 club. What could we give him here? We can't give him the Heart King. The Club Ace gives him 4 clubs and 3 diamonds, so that's not going to work. Well, we could give him the Club Ace, and then we would need to take one of these hearts and
Right.
get a 4th diamond, right?
Yes.
Or the
Yes.
spade.
One of
Or the
diamonds.
spade.
Yes, or a spade, either one. He needs to have 5 diamonds, 4 hearts, and then 3 cards in one of the majors, and or 2 cards in each major, or 3 in one and 1 in the other, because he does not rebid 1 no trump, so it cannot be a balanced hand. And he needs to have longer diamonds than clubs. We could even take 1 card out of each major here and give him 5 diamonds, and take another one and 4 club 5 4, and he could be 5 4 3 1 and bid this way. 5 diamonds, 4 clubs, and then in fact this whole thing looks like I forgot to recopy because this is the exact repeat of the previous hand here, guys. I apologize. I did this one and I was in too big a hurry and did not make these hands correct. Let's figure out, does East have a 1 spade bid here? He does, doesn't he? And he has enough to bid, right?
Yes.
Well, what if he had the spade ace? Does that change anything? It doesn't, does it?
Mm-mm.
He still has enough to bid.
Nope.
He does have the spade too, so you can tell I didn't change this.
Mhm.
Or if he has the diamond ace. I think this hand looks pretty good, so I'll probably put the spade ace in there maybe, because has East limited his hand when he bids a spade?
No.
Promised 6, he has at least 6, but he could have 20. So the spade ace could be right, the diamond ace could be right. Here's a point. If you have 5 diamonds and your partner opens a diamond, should you raise his diamonds,
Yeah.
even holding a 4-card major?
I think
No.
I'd go to the 4-card major because you can come
Absolutely.
back to the diamonds later.
If you don't find a fit in the spade suit, that's the first choice of where you want to play. Even if you have support for partners minor. And remember, he could be bidding on as few as 3 cards. So that means that you need to have in diamonds, you should have at least 4, because very often someone who opens 1 diamond will have 4 cards. And so it's acceptable to raise with 4. But you can always go back to that suit if your hand is not suitable for no trump, or if you don't have enough to bid game together, then you can always go back to the diamond. Say, well, hey, partner, I'm showing you my major, but I also happen to have support for your minor suit that you open. When partner opens clubs, it's a bit more important to have 5 clubs than it is to have 5 diamonds when he opens that way. Remember that. Even if you have support for partners minor as responder, your first obligation is to show a 4-card major if you have it. Partner isn't always going to have your major, and he's not always going to have a 4-card major, but that's your first choice of what you're going to try to do. All right, now we have different hands here. We're on number 7. North opened 1 heart. East overcalled 2 clubs, and West advanced 2 no trump. This is a little bit more complicated here. let's look at the east hand first, since he was the first bidder. He has 12 high card points, doesn't he? What card do you think he has dropped? Could it be the spade jack? It might be. He could have 13. Notice for a 2-level overcall, he has an opening hand. If he has the heart ace, that would give him ace jack 8. What would he bid if he had the heart ace?
One no trump.
That's exactly right. He would have 16 points with heart stopped. So he would overcall 1 no trump. So we know it's not the heart ace. Our option is the club jack here. So the club jack to me looks like the most appealing card. If I had my choice between the spade jack and the club jack when I'm overcalling 2 clubs, particularly if I'm vulnerable, if I'm overcalling a minor suit, I want an opening hand, and I really like to have 6 cards in a minor. I really do. I don't always, but this is a pretty anemic suit for a 2-club overcall. I know there are a lot of people who would bid that, but my partners and I have the agreement that a 2-level overcall is a completely different animal from a 1-level overcall. It shows a better hand and a better suit. So if I have my druthers, I'm picking number 3 with the club jack all day long. So now with the west hand, when he bids 2 no trump, how many points does he need to have in his hand to advance in no trump here?
10 to 12.
Yeah, 10 to 12, and he shouldn't have club support, should he? Or maybe he does, and he has support. He has something in the unbid suit, or he couldn't possibly have the spade 4, could he? Because if he had 5 spades and 10 points, he would probably bid 2 spades, wouldn't he? Because a new suit at the 2 level promises 5 cards. So he wouldn't bid 2 no trump, he'd bid 2 spades. And then in that event, East would wish for the spade jack instead of the club jack. But this is not the west hand. If he had the west 4, he would bid 2 spades, not 2 no trump. Now, if he had the heart king, would that fit? That would give him 14 high card points, wouldn't it? 7, 9, 11. Yeah, 14. That would give him 14 high card points. I suspect that if he had the heart king and he looked at his partner's overcall of 2 clubs promising an opening hand, if I have 14 points, I'm probably going to bid 3 no trump. Or if you and your partner have an agreement that a new suit is absolutely forcing by the advancer, he can bid another suit. But most people play that a new suit by the advancer is not forcing. It's constructive, denying support for the overcaller suit, but saying, I have a good suit of my own here. Can you help me?
Susan,
Yes.
when you say you and your partners have an agreement that if you overcall on the 2 level, does that mean you don't overcall with 11 high card points?
Well, if I have a 6 or 7 card suit that has stuff at the top, I might do that. You know,
Okay.
all of my agreements with my partners are based on subject to evaluation.
Okay. Okay.
Does that make sense? I mean, we have basic agreements, but anybody is allowed to, in other words, stuff's not written in stone. It's not ironclad. Subject to evaluation. If I have 11 high card points and a 6 or 7 card suit with shape, I'm going to do it all day long, even though technically I don't have any hand. In other words, any hand that I would open, I would overcall at the 2 level.
And do you also not overcall unless you have 2 honors in that suit?
Unless I have, say, 14, 15, 16 points, and I can't overcall no trump because I don't have a stop in the suit that the opener bid, then yes. But I'm not going to let the lack of a second stopper in the suit that I bid stop me from bidding a hand when I have probably the best hand at the table. Is my suit perfect? No, but the strength of the rest of my hand makes up for it. So that's what I mean by depending on the situation. In general, we have an agreement on what constitutes a good overcall. The better your suit is, the fewer your points you need to have to do it. And by better, I mean longer and the more stuff it has at the top.
Okay, thank you.
That's the way we play. That I'm not saying that's the way everybody should play, but that's the way we play. Mhm. So now if I had the heart king here, as I said, I would probably bid 3 no trump, knowing that my partner has the equivalent of an opening hand with a good club suit. I have a couple of clubs in my hand here, and I think that will fit very nicely with my partner's suit. And I think that 3 no trump will have a good shot. I'm not worried about those 4 little diamonds. My partner has an opening hand. His points have to be somewhere. And I also know that where all the missing points are, if I have 14 points and my partner has overcalled at the 2 level, then I know South in this particular auction is absolutely busted. He cannot have anything. I know which opponent holds all the high cards. So that gives me a roadmap on how to play the hand. Now, if I have the heart 10, okay, that's probably the card I'm going to have if I bid 2 no trump with this particular hand. I don't particularly want to leave my partner in what might be a 5-2 set in clubs. Certainly, if I didn't have as many points as I do, I would just pass 2 clubs, even holding just a doubleton. Remember, when you're the advancer, you're not obligated to bid. If you don't have enough points and you don't have support for partner, then you can always pull out the green card. No, nobody's going to say a word to you if you don't raise partner when he overcalls, if you don't have anything. I mean, you want him to trust your raises. So try to be honest. So in this case, I think probably the heart 10 is the card that goes in here, because I would bid 2 spades. If I had the spade 4, I would bid 3 no trump with the heart king. So I would put the heart 10 in there and say, this makes a good 2 no trump hand. The queen 10 7 gives me 2 honors. Even though the 10 is an honorette, I do have 2 honors in hearts. So I want to have something in the unbid majors. I don't worry so much about unbid minors. And yeah, I'm not thrilled about my diamond holding, but the opponents have to find the diamond lead if that's my problem suit. And as you can see, that's not going to be my problem suit. My partner has 3 of them with the ace queen. They're probably going to lead the heart. In fact, I know a heart is going to be led. So I need to have the heart 10 in here. And with partners jack 8, that gives me a heart stop. So I have a reasonable play for 2 no trump here. Does this make sense to everybody? We're starting to talk about overcallers and advancers now. And you have to be really careful in your evaluation and then to bid your hand accurately. That's part of the reason behind these puzzles, is trying to help people learn how to bid more accurately. Okay, here's another one. West opens 1 diamond. East bids 1 no trump, and then West jumps to 3 no trump. We have some missing cards here, obviously. What do we think about this West hand? How many points does it have?
15.
15, right? Okay. Does that make it strong enough to bid 3 no trump following a 1 no trump by your response by your partner?
No.
It doesn't, does it? So that means we can eliminate the diamond 2 down here. We know it's not right. Now we have the club ace and we have the spade queen here that might be missing. If I have the spade queen in my hand, am I going to rebid no trump, or am I going to, what am I going to do here? I will have 17 high card points with 4 spades in my hand. That's good enough for a reverse. I know my partner doesn't have 4 spades, but I can convey the strength of my hand by reversing to two spades, saying I have an unbalanced no trump, two no trump rebid. Basically, is a hand worth about 18 or 19 points at a minimum, with longer diamonds than spades. So I would probably reverse to two spades if I had the spade queen here. So I don't believe the spade queen is the right card. The other thing is it doesn't give me enough to bid no trump. Plus I've got this pesky singleton. You know, does my partner have anything in clubs? Well, I hope so. But I've got a singleton club here I'm a little bit concerned about. I would like for my hand to be the declarer because number one, it's stronger than my partner's hand. That's not going to happen now, but I've got this hanging king up here in spades too. So I'm a little bit concerned about a couple of things here. Could it be the club ace is the card that I dropped?
Yes.
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 It gives me 19 points, doesn't it?
Yes.
19 high card points. I don't think Don would argue with opening that to no trump. It's got a 5-card suit in it. And your values, if you had the ace of clubs in here, 3 aces and 2 kings is a handful of prime values. This is a hand I upgrade and probably open to no trump if I have the club ace. That doesn't mean it's wrong to open 1 diamond. It is not wrong, but it right sides a no trump contract. It means that the lead, if they happen to lead spades, comes up to my hand rather than through it. So if I have the club ace here, I'm opening to no trump. But if you want to open 1 diamond, I have no quarrel with that at all. When partner bids 1 no trump, then holding 19 points, just bid 3 and wish partner luck. As it turns out, you've got the club ace and he happens to have the club jack with 3 little ones. So you ought to be all right here. It's going to be tough. This will not be an easy 3 no trump to make, though, will it? But we've got to put another card over here in the west hand. That'll help us out. All right, now then, if that card in the east hand that's missing happens to be the spade ace, would East have responded 1 no trump?
No.
No.
He'd have bid 1 spade, wouldn't he? So it can't be a spade ace. If it happened to be the heart queen,
He would have bid 1 heart.
he'd have bid 1 heart. Absolutely. So that by process of elimination, that means it was the club queen. 1 diamond, not enough points to bid 2 clubs. So 1 no trump becomes the absolutely perfect response. And if we put the ace of clubs over here in the west hand, we're absolutely okay in the club suit now. This makes 3 no trump a reasonably viable contract. You're going to have to work hard to make it, but nobody ever promised you that this would be easy, did they? I hope not anyway. You have to work for your tricks. Okay, number 9. This is a pretty straightforward auction, isn't it? 2 no trump, 3 no trump. West hand. How many points does it have? It has 20, doesn't it? 20 high card points. What kind of a card do you think it's missing?
Needs another heart.
It needs another heart, really, yeah. I think from what I have been told, it is a legal call to open a hand like this to no trump. That doesn't make it the best call, but it is a legal call. This hand is certainly strong enough to reverse, or if partner responds a heart, to jump to 2 no trump. But let's look at that. Let's look at this hand here. Could it be missing the heart ace?
That would make it too strong to open 2 no trump.
That's right. That would give it 24 points, and that's not a 2 no trump opener anymore. So it's not the heart ace. Could it be the heart 3?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. It could be the diamond 3 also. If I'm holding this kind of hand, I'm probably going to open a diamond. If I have the diamond 3, I'm going to open a diamond and jump shift to 3 spades. at my next call to show 19 points and very unbalanced. But by all means, if I'm opening 2 no trump, I believe the heart 3 is the card that belongs there.
Mhm.
Now then, let's look at the East hand. Does East have enough points in his hand to bid 3 no trump when his partner opens 2 no trump?
No,
No,
Not yet.
He needs a little bit more, doesn't he? So that lets the diamond 9 out. 3 points is just not quite enough for me. If I had 4 points, I would be on the edge, especially if my 4 points happen to be an ace. 3 points is just not. So does he have the spade king or the diamond king?
diamond king.
Why does he have the diamond king? I heard somebody say the diamond king. Why does he have the diamond king and not the spade king?
Because if he had 4 spades, he would have bid the spades.
Well, he'd have been Stamen, wouldn't he?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Looking for a 4-4 major suit fit, and he did not do that. So he can't have 4 spades. Good job. Good job. It has to be the diamond king. That gives him 6 points, and that's certainly adequate for raising 2 no trump to 3 no trump. And I think you can see that those 2 kings are going to be very welcome there to West. All right, this is the last one. West opens a diamond, East bids a spade, West rebids 2 clubs, and East then says, 3 diamonds. We need to try to figure out which card got dropped on the floor. Does West have enough to open the bidding?
No.
no.
He doesn't. So that lets out the diamond 9 and the club 9, doesn't it? Means he dropped the diamond ace without doubt. Without doubt. So now here we have the East hand. He responded a spade. That looks right, doesn't it? He has 10 points, 10 high card points at the moment. So could he have the heart ace? If he does, he needs to make a forcing bid, doesn't he? Because his partner opened the bidding and he has 14 points. If he just even a jump to 3 diamonds does not convey that his hand has opening strength. What it shows is a diamond fit with invitational strength. So if he had the heart ace, he would need to bid the 4th suit, which in this case is hearts, to say, hey, partner, I want to go to game. We don't have a fit so far. So let's do some more talking before we decide exactly where we're going to play. So if he had 14 high card points, he would not rebid his partner's suit at any level unless it's game. The heart ace is not a candidate. How about the diamond king? Then he would have 13 points, wouldn't he? Still too much. 13 points and 4 diamonds. If he bids 3 diamonds, well, we have game strength between the 2 hands, and 3 diamonds limits my hand to invitational strength. Do you think that West is going to go on? He has a minimum opening hand.
If 3 diamonds, though, is a jump shift, does that matter? As opposed to 2 diamonds?
No, it's not a jump shift. He has jumped in opener's suit. That just means I have invitational values. Does that make sense? I don't want to rebid 2 diamonds. That would denote a minimum responding hand. 3 diamonds says I have invitational values. There is no number of diamonds that conveys the fact that the East hand has opening strength in it unless it's the 4th suit. The 4th suit forces to game, but East didn't bid the 4th suit. By extension, that means that he does not have a game-going hand. He has very precisely defined his hand as diamond support, invitational strength only. That means by elimination, the diamond jack has to be the card that he dropped. That gives him 11 high card points with 4 cards support. If West opened a heart and East bid 3 hearts, he would have a hand worth a good 10 to a ratty 12 points and absolutely 4 card support. The jump here to the 3 level always promises 4-card support. And when you jump opener suit to the 3 level, you show invitational values. Any response of opener suit short of game shows a hand that doesn't have enough to go to game, doesn't have enough to force to game. So if you have a game going hand, you have to let your partner know that before you support his suit. And when it's not a 2-over-1 auction, or there's been competition or something like that, where you're not in a forcing auction yet, the bid of the 4th suit says, partner, we belong in game somewhere. Let's keep going. Show me something else. This would give Wes the opportunity to show 3-card spade support if he had it. Saying, well, hey, I happen to have 3-card spade support. Do you have 5? In this case, East doesn't. So he says, no. And then he would probably bid 3 no trump. The bid of the 4th suit generally denies a stopper. It may or may not show a stop in the 4th suit. Many times it is asking for a stopper for a no trump game. Other times it might be asking opener for 3-card support for a major suit. I happen to have 5 of them, partner. Do you have 3? I know you don't have 4, or you'd have supported me immediately. But I happen to have 5. And this is not an auction where we can use new minor forcing. Partner didn't rebid 1 no trump. So we don't have the opportunity to use new minor forcing. So you use the 4th suit in this instance if you have a game going hand. East does not. He has an invitational level hand, and he has 4-card diamond support. That lets West know, hey, I'm on 10, 11, or a ratty 12 over here. If you have 14, we probably belong in 3 no trump. If you don't, if you're on your usual lousy 11 or 12 or whatever you've opened, you know, maybe it's a 12-point dog or a 13-point dog even, then, you know, maybe we should just play 3 diamonds, whatever you think. I'm telling you what I have when I bid 3 diamonds. Now the choice is up to you. Does everybody see why 3 diamonds is not game forcing here? Anytime responder rebids his own suit or rebids opener's suit, it generally will deny a game going hand. Those are 2 of the weakest bids he can make. Like, for instance, when responder takes a preference to opener's first bid suit, that shows a weak hand. Sometimes it's a false preference because he doesn't have 3-card support, but he's choosing the first suit over the second suit because he has a weak hand and he doesn't want to leave partner hanging in a 4-2 fit, for instance. But anytime East rebids diamonds in this instance, say we were at the 2 level here and I jumped to 3, I'm denying enough to bid game, but I have more than I have if I had taken a preference to 2 diamonds. I prefer diamonds over clubs, but I have an invitational level hand, not a game going hand. With a game going hand here, bid the 4th suit and see what partner does. If he has a heart stop, and in this case he does, he might be able to bid 3 no trump if you have a game going hand, if you can't bid it yourself. So, all right, we've finished.
Susan,
Yes.
is there any way to show with this type of hand, you have an invitational hand, but not game going, but you have 5 spades and you want to.
So, well, there's not a way that specifically says 5 spades, but if you have an invitational hand in this sequence, if you rebid 2 spades, that shows a 6 to 9 point hand with 6 spades. If you rebid 3 spades, that shows an invitational, a minimum responding hand with 6 spades, rebids 2 spades here. An invitational hand with 6 spades rebids 3 spades. So both of these show 6 cards. Now, you and your partner might agree that a 3-spade bid might denote only 5 of them, but the bid of the 4th suit is the only way you have to ask your partner to show you 3 card support. And that requires a game going hand.
Okay, thank you.
So
Right.
Susan, when you say 4th suit forcing, is that 4th suit forcing for everybody or is that a partnership agreement?
Well, some partnerships play that always a new suit by responder is forcing at least 1 round.
Okay,
So there are lots of people who play that the 4th suit is forcing for only 1 round, but that's not a special convention. That's always true. But then there are some of the rest of us who like to use the bid of the 4th suit to show a game going hand when you have no other way to do it. So my partners and I play 4th suit forcing to game just because I like to be able to force. And it's not a 2-over-1 auction, and or maybe there's been interference. When I want to let my partner know that I have a game going hand, I can keep bidding and bid the 4th suit. Sometimes that's the opponent's suit. And a lot of people will say, oh, well, that's asking for a stopper for a no trump contract. And that's true, it could be. But you can use the 4th suit as forcing to game in any number of different ways. You can use it to try to find 5-3 fits in a major suit. You can use it to try to find a stopper for a possible no trump contract. If you don't have either one of them, sometimes you end up playing in one of the minors. And sometimes the hands are total misfits and you end up in game and you had never had a chance of making it. That happens. It happens sometimes. That's just life in the big city. It's a matter of partnership agreement as to whether the 4th suit is forcing for only 1 round. Now, Patty, when you asked me, is there a way to do it with an invitational hand only? Yes. If you and your partner agree that the 4th suit is forcing for 1 round only, then that would give opener a chance to show 3 card support and you would not be required to go to game. So that is one instance where you might adopt the 4th suit as forcing for 1 round only, if you want to be able to use it when you have invitational hands. We'll meet again here next Saturday. Hi, this is Susan. Thanks for stopping by the Oklahoma Collective's YouTube channel. Basically, this channel shows recordings of our free 1-hour bridge lessons for advancing players that we offer every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. Central Time. If you would like to join us, send your contact information to the email address shown on the screen, and we'll be happy to send you the link. If you would like to follow our channel and be notified when a new recording is uploaded, just click the Oklahoma Collective button below. Thanks for stopping by. Bye.